Hello friends. So I tried doing a live stream of this, and for the first 2 minutes or so it wasn't recording properly. Leading up to this, one of my monitors stopped working. It was a mess. And then after about 45 minutes, I started having frames dropping. I think OBS wasn't I don't know what was happening, but it was just a disaster. So I killed the stream, and I'm just going to do this. I'm going to start over again. And I'm just going to do this as an actual video, because then if I need to stop and, chop some things together, I can do it. So apologies. I gave it a shot. Dennis Ivy was my inspiration, but it did not work out, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and get working. So we're going to be creating a Svelte Kit app. So let's just go ahead and get started. So I've already got the Svelte Kit page up. We're going to open up a terminal. Nope, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. Come on. Come on. There we go. So let's go into the folder that I care about, secondary hard drive, YouTube. So we scroll down and we can see we need npm init svelte, and then whatever you want to call it, npm init svelte jvp blog. I'm going to use a skeleton project because I don't want to have to delete things. No type checking for now. Yes on linting. Yes prettier. No for browser testing. And that's it. Those are the options. Now I'm going to exit this because that's all I need that for. And I'm going to open up WebStorm because, as you all know, I use PyCharm for Python, so I use WebStorm for web stuff. So first thing we need to do once we've opened up WebStorm is run npm install. While that's happening, I'm going to grab something from prettier. There are 2 lines that I want to add to the end of the prettier.rc file. So I'm going to do that here as well. And I am going to configure prettier in here, prettier, to also do Svelte files and CSS files. And we will do it on save. Hit OK. There. Okay. Now, we have our app. I'm going to go ahead and open this npm in the bottom left. It shows all of our scripts that we have available. We're going to run npm run dev. And if we go to localhost 3000, there we go. We have what we need. Okay, now let's do a couple of things. We're going to install Tailwind. I have a blog post about it right here, so we're just going to kind of follow along. I've already created the app, so we're going to go down to installing Tailwind. So let's go to Tailwind site, and I am going to just copy and paste this. This has all the things that you need for it. Paste and hit enter. And while this installs, let's go and update our svelte.config.js file. We need to import preprocess from Svelte preprocess. And we need to add a preprocess object to our config. There. Save it, and we're good. Now you'll see we have a tailwind.config.cjs. There's nothing in here, so I'm just going to copy this entire thing. Control A, Control V. And we save. So now we've got our configuration set up. Now we need to add a CSS file. In my blog post that I did, you'll see that it says to call it app.css. I tend to like to have a separate styles directory. So I'm just going to set up a styles folder, and I'm going to create an app.css file where we need to install our 3 Tailwind directives. We don't need to install them. We just need to call the 3 Tailwind directives. And now, in our routes folder, we're going to create a underscore layout, a double underscore layout, I should say. And we will just copy all of this and paste all of this. So that's all done. We've gotten to this step. and it should look like this. It doesn't look like this. Why? Control save, refresh. Let's try just restarting the server. And now it looks like that. Great, we're good. Let's go into our layout. I am just going to, for now, do a div, class hScreen, class grid, place content center, and bg gray 200. Just to make it a little bit more pleasing on the eyes. Did I spell gray right? Let's do 800. Yeah, I spelled gray correctly. Okay. Now we need to install some fonts. So like I indicated here, this is what it looks like with a little bit of extra styling, which is fine. I'm not going to install Walkway and Lobster 2. Let's just go ahead and grab some fonts from fontsquirrel.com. Recent. We'll use Uncut Song. Oh, I already have it. It didn't delete before? Okay. Oh, that's great. So, you'll see here I have Uncut Song and Sprat. I'm going to move these into styles. Okay. I also went with Sprat for the serif font. So let's create a fonts directory. And we're just going to unzip these. Let's see if it'll let me do it here. No, it won't. Open in Files. We're going to extract it into fonts, and we're going to create a Sprat folder. Extract it here. We're going to do the same thing with this. Extract, fonts, come on. Uncut Sol, extract, close, close. Get rid of these. Now we have our fonts. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to create some font face stuff. So we've downloaded them, we're good. Configure font face in the CSS file. So now let's go down to here at layer base. So we're going to need to set up some font face things, groups here. I don't know what they're called. Font face, font family is going to be something. SRC is going to be something. Font weight is going to be something. And font display is going to be swap. So this is going to, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to have 3 for Sprat and 3 for Uncut Song. So let's do, we're going to call this Sprat. We're going to set our source is going to be local Sprat capital S, local Sprat lowercase s, and then URL, and it's going to be fonts, not fonts, fonts, Sprat, and then something. This is going to be normal. This will be font weight 500 for medium, and this will be font weight 600 for semi-bold. Similarly, we're going to do something down here as well. Uncut Song. If that's bothering you, I'll stop saying it like that. I'll just say sans from now on. Local. Uncut sans. Local. Uncut sans. And the same thing for lowercase. And the only reason I'm doing this is that if the user has already fetched these from somewhere and it's stored locally on their machine, then it won't even have to worry about grabbing it from your quote-unquote server. Uncut sans, local, uncut sans, and then URL, fonts, uncut sans, and then something. Again, font weight normal. This is going to be font weight 500. And this is going to be font weight 600. So now let's just see which ones we want to import. So for Sprat, we're looking at Sprat regular.otf for Medium, we'll do sprat regular medium.otf. And for semi-bold, we'll just do sprat regular bold.otf. And then same thing for uncut sans. This is going to be uncut sans regular.otf. This is going to be uncut sans medium.otf. And this will be uncut sans semi-bold.otf. Save. Prettier should automatically reformat. Okay, great. We've got our fonts set up, and I'm just going to add one more thing. H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. We'll have @apply font serif. Okay. Now we have that, and we have font serif here. We have font sans serif here, but it's not actually showing our fonts. Like if we look at this, we inspect. Where is it? Font family is not actually showing anything here. It's showing UI serif right up here, which is great, but we want it to be uncut. No, we want it to be sprat. So what we need to do is in here, per the blog post, you can see we need to actually add the font families. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to import const default theme equals require tailwindcss.defaulttheme.js. Because what I'm going to do, sans is going to be uncut sans, which is the font family that we called it over here, uncut dash sans. And then it's just going to be default theme.fontfamily.sans once my computer catches up to me. There we go. And then same thing for serif. Serif is going to be sprat. And then I'm going to put this here just so we can see it in real time. Default theme.fontfamily.serif. And let's just go back into index, and we'll make this class equals text 5XL text blue 500. And this will be class equals, come on, text XL text red 600. And there we go. And now we can see this one actually shows up as, no. Let's try to rerun this. What is this one showing? Okay, let's keep going. I had to pause it for a second. Sprat and uncut sans. Let's just take this out of here and see what happens. Nothing happens. Okay, this is disconcerting. Hold on a second. Font family, font display, font weight. Hold on a second. I know what I did. I figured it out. Hold on. Where is it? I didn't actually call it up here. Font serif font sans. Nope, that's not it. Okay, I figured it out. It took me a minute again. I didn't want to just leave it on while I was debugging things. I have it in styles. Stupid. It needs to be in static. Now let's rerun this. refresh. Oh God, please tell me. Come on. Come on. What's happening here? Oh my goodness. It refactored all of this. Static fonts is just going to be fonts. Replace all. Save. Seriously? Okay, one more time of stupidity. Font family. Refresh. There we go. Okay, let's move on. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we've got our font. Great, we're good. Index. I can get rid of that. Get rid of that. It should be default. It should use those. Yeah, okay. Now what we need to do is we need to install MDsveX. MDsveX. So let's go down here. Docs. And we're going to install it. Now, you're going to want to configure it in the svelte.config.js file. You can see it has some of this sort of stuff right here. We're going to actually set up the config in a separate file, which is sort of what they're doing. Like, they have this magical config thing somewhere that it doesn't really have any information about where it is. So it can be a little confusing. So I'm going to create an MDsveX.config.js file. And in here, we're going to import a few things. Import define MDsveX config as define config from MDsveX. We're going to import file URL to path from URL. And we're going to import star as path from path. Now, const dir name equals path.resolve. Come on. File URL to path, and then I need to see what I'm going to be pulling here. Import.meta.url // Now, const config equals define config, and we're going to set up some options here. Extensions will be .md and .svx. Smarty pants dashes will be old school, and we're going to set up a layout as well. Layout blog will be path.join dir name src routes blog layout.svelte. Okay. And we're going to export default config. Now we need to import that into svelte.config. Import, what am I going to call it? We'll call it MDsveX config from MDsveX config.js, and we're going to need to import MDsveX as well. Okay. Let's do extensions. You can see now we're kind of copying what's going on right here. You can see we're going to be just copying this now. .svelte and then .MDsveX config.extensions. And we're going to need to add another element to preprocess, which is going to be MDsveX, MDsveX config. Save, it will reformat everything. Great. There. Now we've got that. Now we need to add a directory that's going to be called blog. And we need to add a _ layout.svelte file. Okay. How do I want to do this? So I don't really have a lot of time to going into a lot of detail. Let's create a couple of posts first, okay? So blog, we're going to create a new file, helloworld.md, and we'll create a foobar.md. Okay, first thing we need to do is we need to set up front matter. So title will be Hello World. Author will be Jeff. Date will be 2022-05-27 because that's today. Let's see. Layout is going to be blog. And I think that's good. Now let's just generate some lip sum. We'll do 5 paragraphs. Hello world. Let's generate 5 more. And this will go in foobar. Title is foobar. Author is Jeff. Let's make the date is 2022-04-15. Layout is going to be blog. Foobar. And there we go. Now we've got 2 posts. We're going to need... Let's just go into layout and let's just do slot and just see what happens. So we're here. Is it still running? Doesn't look like it's running. What happened? Server's not running. Try again. The layout path you provided cannot be found. It would be in MDsveX config. Oh, I put a comma. Nope, it doesn't need to be that. It needs to be that. Let's try again. Run. There. There. Now let's do blog hello world. There we go. We've got data. Okay. And what we're going to do, just for the purposes of just making things look a little bit better, we're going to do div prose lg. And we'll put that in here. And this is why we're using Tailwind. Let's try again. Maybe not. First letter text 3XL. Okay, that worked. Hold on a second. Okay, we'll come back to this. Next thing we want to do is if we just go to blog, we're going to get nothing. We're going to get an error page. I'll close this for now. We can't use index.svelte like we do here. So what's going to happen? I'm going to just create the file first. Posts. And then I'm going to create posts.js. Now, in posts.svelte, we're going to do script export let posts. And then we'll do each posts as post, and we'll close this off. We'll do post.title. So now if we go to blog posts, we don't get the length of posts because it's not, so we're going to be trying to iterate through an array and there's no length right now. So we need to actually create the posts, or fetch the posts, I should say. So let's go up into, let's create some posts here, or let's get the posts here. Export async function get. So what's going to happen is we're going to fetch the posts from this folder. We're going to convert using MDsveX, and we're going to, so MDsveX is going to work its magic. It's going to convert the post front matter into metadata and things like that, and then we'll return the information as needed, and you'll see in just a second. So first let's do const all post files equals import.meta.globeager, and then we're going to do .svx or md. Okay. Log all post files. And I'm going to do we'll do return body posts will be an empty array for now, just so that it doesn't break there. Okay. And here we've got all post files. We've got foobar and we've got hello world. So now what we need to do is we need to sort of parse through the data that we have in here. So we'll say const all posts equals all post files. No, it's going to be object.entries all post files .map, and then we're going to do path and post. Now, we're going to grab the post path. Const post path equals path.slice to -3. So what's going to happen? Let's look at the path. Log path. We'll get rid of this. We'll go all the way to the bottom. So here's our path for each of them. So by slicing, starting at position 2, we're getting rid of the first 2 characters here, and getting rid of the last 3, we're doing that. If this was called .svx, this would need to be -4. And then we are going to just return post.metadata, and path is going to be post path. And then let's just leave it like that for now. Now we're going to say const posts equals all posts dot sort, and we're going to do AB, and we're just going to return new date b.date minus new date a.date, because we want to sort these reverse chronologically. And we are just going to return posts. And you can see we have hello world and foobar. Now if we were to make, let's make foobar June 15th. You can see it switched. Foobar was first, hello world was second. Okay, so what ends up happening here is it searches for, so here let's do SvelteKit globeager. No, not there. It's a Vite thing. That's what it is. Globeager. So you can see here, it's just grabbing the file. So you're going to do, like, if you want to import an environment variable, you're going to do import.meta, and then you're going to import the environment variable that you need. It's just, this is an extra thing from Vite that allows us to import these files. Okay. Save. Why didn't it? Oh, because it's just so zoomed in. Okay. So now what's happening is in posts.svelte, this is a prop, right? Export let something, that's a prop. You're exposing that variable to something else. So here we're saying we're going to return the body is going to be posts, and it's going to be these posts. So now we're assigning this list that's right here to posts. So actually let's do if not posts.length return status 404. And let's just do we have this, we have 404. Okay, so if you don't have any data, then it will load that 404 page. Okay, so we have our posts. Now the idea is in posts.svelte, we want to have a href equals post.path no, actually I want it to be, it's not just post.path, it's blog post.path, and I'll make this there, and we'll do svelte prefetch. There we go. We can go back, we can click on it. Okay, so we've got our blog. That's effectively it. We'll add a little bit of styling here, but this is really all you need. And what's cool about this is you can import other Svelte components. So let's create a lib folder, and we'll call this blog components. And I don't know, let's say we'll call it a Svelte component. We'll say blog date. I don't know what we're going to do with this. Script export let date, and then we'll just do p class equals text purple, I guess, date. So now in hello world.md, what we can do, here, let me just make sure, I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly here. So underneath the front matter, we'll do a script. And then can I do that? Yep, I can do that way. So we will import blog date from lib blog components blog date.svelte. So now we can do blog date with date equals, and then we'll do date. Let's see if this works. There we go. So we've got the date at the very least. Why is this not working? Oh, text purple 500. There we go. And we'll do font semi-bold. And now what we can do, actually, let's do converted date. Const, no, we'll do let converted date, and we'll just say, no, we don't need to, it's not a computer, not, I don't know exactly, it doesn't have to be reactive, so we'll just say const converted date equals const, and let me, I don't know why this is like that. So const date string equals date dot sub. Is it to substring? I forget. Nope, it's sub str010. Why don't you like that? Okay, let's see JavaScript string substring. Oh, it should be substring. Okay, that's fine. And then we will, I'm going to grab something from another file. So we're going to do const months. I mean, I guess I can put it in the actual method because this is the only place I'm going to be using it. And then we will return. We need const year, month, day equals date string dot split dash, and then we'll return year, months, parse int month, and day. Now we save. Oh. I guess I need to do that. So instead, let's do let converted date, and then we will just do converted date equals that? No. Huh. And I want this to be day and then year. So here, let's just redo all this. Or undo, I should say. Year, day, and we will execute the function. There. So we've got a little bit of okay, so but the point of this is in our and you honestly, you would probably not want to do something like this for the date. Like you would want that to be for the layout, just as an example. But what, here, let's do script export let title, export let date, and we're going to import blog date. This is all just kind of like extra stuff that's going on. You know, this is kind of like how you refine it. You first get it working, and then now we're just going to keep on going. So we will do so I'm going to get rid of, I got rid of that, and I got rid of that. So in foobar, I will also get rid of this. So now in layout, we're going to do h2 title, and we will also do blog date with date equals date, and we can just do date like that, and it looks exactly the same. We'll do prose How do I want to do this again? Where's layout? Oh, we'll do first letter, I don't know, text, blue 500, and we'll make blog date. Text blue 300. And what we're going to do for this, we'll just do max width 7XL. No, we'll do 2XL just so we can see. And we might actually be able to do just prose. There we go. So there's a lot of stuff that we can do with this. I think, you know, this is a 41-minute video as of right now. I think I'm going to leave this video like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to touch this project because I think what I would like to do is I want to see if there is a desire for going into styling with Tailwind a little bit more. Like we can add a whole bunch of extra information right here. Let's just close all these tabs for now. So let's just kind of revisit everything that's going on here. So we've got our fonts that are great. And we can see we have Welcome to SvelteKit, and we have this. This is just our basic routes index.svelte, and we have our layout here. Now, for the blog, we have we go to blog posts, and it goes to this page. So this page exposes the posts variable, which is then returned here via the get method. We then, if we don't have any posts, we just return a 404. Otherwise, we return the parsed posts, if you will, which pulls out the metadata, it pulls out the post data and everything like that. If we then, effectively, we're just going through here, right? Like if we want to, you know, we can make this grid gap 3, and then we can do grid calls 1, and then medium will be grid calls 3. I don't know why this isn't working. Oh, hold on a second. That's why it's not working. That's one of the reasons. Let's do H full, W full, maybe? No, I think I might need to just get rid of the grid in here. Let's just get rid of this. There we go. Yeah. We'll do H. We'll just do W full, and we'll do MX auto. H 1/2. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do. So let's just make this a div, shadow MD, border, no, we'll do rounded MD and BG white. and we can make, I don't know, h2 dot text 3xl, and we can, you know, I'm just pulling stuff out of thin air. Like this is, again, this is not a Tailwind specific thing that I'm doing here. This is just like, hey, this is a whole bunch of stuff you can do with Tailwind, and that's why I'm wondering if people are going to want an actual styling and making this look pretty, because right now it's purely functional. And let's make this like that. And now if we click on this, it brings us to foobar, and we're good, right? We've got everything that we need. So that's, I think I'll leave this here. Put in the comments if you want me to do something where I take this project and I actually style it. I have a subscription to, or I've purchased Tailwind UI. I bought it, I think, 2 years ago because I'm not very good with design from scratch, as you can tell. And I had mentioned in the beginning of the live stream that I was doing that I haven't actually done, so I've built the blog, obviously, because I have the blog here. So I've built a blog in SvelteKit, but I didn't actually do this because I wanted it to be just off the cuff. And when I realized that the live stream was failing, I was in the mode, so I wanted to keep doing it. So that's where it stands. Like I said, leave a comment below if you want me to go into some more detail. I can bring in some of the components. Let's just see if we can grab. I want to try and just see if they have any components. Browse everything. So they have, just as an example, they have blog sections. We can't get this code. Believe it, like I'll take some of this stuff. I'm not going to use this directly because that would, you know, violate the terms of agreement. But like this, it would be a lot faster to kind of go off of this than it would be for me to try and do it from scratch myself. So if you want, let me know. I can do another video that actually shows some of the styling for all this sort of stuff. But yeah, I think this is good. You've seen, we've set up the blog from scratch. We've pulled in some fonts and we're hosting them locally. We can set up as many posts as we want. If I do let's do foo baz. This is going to be baz. This will be, I don't know, July 15th. We save and we go back and voila, now we have 3. Like that's how easy it is. All you need to do to add a new blog page or a new blog post is just add a new markdown file, and it will, everything automatically just works. And MDsveX allows some pretty interesting sort of stuff. Like I have some custom image components. I have some a URL router that goes to a new page and stuff like that. So let me know in the comments if you want me to dive deeper into it. If this is good enough for you, then great. Yeah, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Okay, I'll see you on the next video.